I caught you slipping, Ricky.
What do you mean?
I don't know if you're ready or not, but the video ended and we had to go live.
Oh, are we live now?
We're live. We're watching you work. This is what it looks like, folks.
Okay.
Backstage. Ricky's
Yep.
either looking past his glasses over the top or through his bifocals on the bottom. You get one of the two views of Ricky
Combination.
Those are the two things you see. We're getting everything ready to go. Everybody, welcome to the show while Ricky pulls up some stuff. We got a lot of stuff to go over tonight. And I just realized I'm just showing my bedroom to the world. Hold on. Maybe that's better. I don't know. Yeah, I had to move my studio. My brother moved in with me, so moving the studio around. So
that's what you were saying last week. Was he was going to be moving in with you?
Yeah, he came up from Texas, so he's going to be helping out with a lot of audio stuff here with a lot of the shows that we do. He's an audio engineer, so it's not going to be.
Is he working with the audio tonight?
I don't know. He's still unpacking. Like they still have so much stuff going on over there. Yeah, they're unpacking. They're doing all that stuff. So they got a lot going on over there. But
that's cool.
Yeah, but action-packed show tonight. We have, let me count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cases to get through tonight. So please, if you're watching, and you want to help us locate some people or find some answers on some unsolved crimes, stick around, share the show. This is a Kansas-based show, but we do cover flyers from all over the place. We got one tonight from my neck of the woods out here in Arizona. And if you have any cases of missing people or unsolved crimes that you would like us to shine a light on, just send us a private message at Kansas Missing and Unsolved, or you can drop a comment. Yes. And in fact, we love comments. So if you're watching right now and you have a question right now, send us a message, and we'd love to talk to you.
Definitely, I love interacting with the people that comment and stuff like that. It's always fun to interact.
Yeah, and the last few weeks have been really slow around here. We've been doing a lot of cold case files because there just hasn't been a lot of activity as far as missing people. But this week is a lot different. The holidays, we're in the middle of the holidays, but the first part of the holiday season is over. So we got a lot of people out on the move right now. So if you want to help us locate some people tonight, stick around, share the show, and we'll get into some cases for sure.
I think I'm ready now.
All right, let's run this real quick. We're going to run an ad real quick, and then we're going to come back with some cases. Thanks for watching the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast.
If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888.
All right. And again, just want to real quickly say welcome to our latest episode of Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. I believe we are episode, was it 34 or 35?
34.
34, okay. And we're going to start off tonight with Alicia Christian Navarro. I can't even talk tonight. She is missing from Glendale, Arizona. Been missing since September 15, 2019, so just a little over a year. She was 14 when she went missing. She would now be 16. She's 4'5", weighs 95 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. She snuck out of the house during the early morning hours of September 15, 2019. It was discovered that chairs were pushed up to a fence in the backyard of the family home, and footprints that were believed to be Alicia's because they matched the Van shoes that she was wearing were found on both sides of the fence. And hello. She left a note behind that said, "I ran away. I will be back. I swear I'm sorry, Alicia." She did take her cell phone and her silver Apple MacBook, but she did not take the chargers to either device. She also took a comic book that she had her mom buy for her that was valued at $200, but she never read it. She never picked it up or looked at it. She just really wanted this comic book, and it's believed because of that comic book that maybe somebody was possibly grooming her and coaxed her into running away or something, because when she left, she took that comic book with her. She's been diagnosed as a high functioning on the autism spectrum. She also suffers from high anxiety issues and has a compromised immune system. Her anxiety issues were so bad that, to even go to school, she would ball up on the floor and just be bawling and screaming. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to go. And it was like that pretty much anywhere they went, with the exception of McDonald's. She liked to go to McDonald's because she loved McDonald's chicken nuggets. So that was the one place that she had no problem going. Again, at the time she went missing, she was 14. She'd now be 16. She's 4'5". She weighs 95 pounds. She has long brown hair and brown eyes. She does wear braces, and she may be wearing the above pictured sweatshirt on the right-hand side of the flyer there. She does like to wear sweatshirts, even though in Arizona it gets quite hot, but she still favors sweatshirts. If you have any information regarding Alicia's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Glendale, Arizona Police Department at 623-930-3000 or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-843-5678.
Yeah, and this is a city you don't want to go missing in.
Definitely.
Yeah, the Glendale's right up the road from me. Couple stoplights actually not far from where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a real deal city. It's not a place where you want to go missing. I think there's something to this comic book, and it seemed like maybe she had been lured out. And this is a very scary situation. It's obviously very, very high performing, but she is on the spectrum a little bit. But obviously very high performing. That's just very scary. Again, we'll post the letter.
Yeah.
When I see this letter, 16 years old, you don't really want to call a 16-year-old person a kid, but facts are kids. But I mean, just looking at the way this letter was written, I mean, this feels like somebody who was very young to me wrote this letter. So somebody who, again, I don't feel comfortable with this person being out on the streets of Phoenix right now. Phoenix, Glendale, this whole area, and wherever, and that doesn't even mean that she's here. So we'll put her picture back up. If any, and this is a case out here in my neck of the woods. We usually cover Kansas cases, but if anybody has any information on Alicia, contact the numbers that Ricky gave. We'll read those again here in just a second. Glendale, Arizona area. So, the whole valley here, the whole valley. Anybody that's watching from the valley, if you've seen her, if you've heard anything, Ricky, what are the numbers again?
The numbers again are, hang on just a second here. Let me get them for you one more time.
We got to get those bifocals out too.
Yeah. Actually, I got to pull her flyer back up because I inadvertently cleared it, so I got to pull it back up. So,
and this has been over a year, folks. This is this is not good. Anytime we see a missing sense and it's the year before, it doesn't have this year in it, that's obviously a very worrisome situation.
Yeah, it is. And those numbers again are the Glendale, Arizona Police Department, 623-930-3000, or National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, 800-843-5678. And again, this particular one I felt compelled to do after I watched a YouTube video on her that was done by Danielle Howland. And then I watched another one that was done by John Lorden on Lorden Arts YouTube. And it just struck a chord with me and felt like I needed to help out and get a flyer going. So I researched it some more, read more articles, things like that, and I put together this flyer.
Well, I think this is one of your better flyers, man. I think it looks great.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's only 4'5" and 95 pounds, she does appear to look younger than actually being 14 or 16. Well, 16 now, but I mean 4'5", 95 pounds. That's tiny.
Yeah, for a 14-year-old, you 95 pounds is very 4'5", 95 is very small for a 14-year-old still.
Definitely. So, and I did see there's a Facebook page for Alicia that I have linked underneath her flyer. And I was looking at that the other day, and somebody had posted a picture that they had taken of a girl that strongly resembled Alicia, but it turned out not to be her, unfortunately.
Okay.
But she did strongly resemble her, but unfortunately was not her.
Well, that means that it's working. People are actually looking.
Yeah.
A lot of people get an Amber Alert and they're more annoyed that their phone bugged them. Kind of like your phone's going off right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people will get an Amber Alert and they don't even look at it. They're just like, whatever. How can I help? I'm on my couch. But you never know. You might see somebody. You might see something. Always keep your eyes peeled. We're gonna come back to Kansas for a little bit. Ricky, tell us about Caleb Ragsdale.
All right. He's actually a repeat. I've done one for him before. He's missing from Wichita, Kansas. He's been missing since September 6, 2020. Actually, he's not actually a repeat because it's the same flyer, same case. I just added some new pictures. He's 16 years old. He's 5'9", 180 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. He's originally from Neodesha, Kansas, but it's believed that he's either in Oklahoma or Missouri. Again, he's 16, 5'9", 180, brown hair, brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Caleb's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456, or you can get a hold of the KBI at 785-296-4017.
We do have a lot of cases out of the Wichita area.
Yeah, today's a lot of Wichita and Topeka both.
Yeah, which I mean, anytime you have a city, it's a lot easier to run. You know, like we have cases every once in a while out of. You know, I still consider Garden City to be a big town. You know, I'm from a town called Elkhart with about 2,000 people. So, you know, I think Garden City has 30,000 or so. That to me, that's still a big city. But I imagine it would be hard to be a runaway in Garden City and not be seen by somebody and have somebody blow your cover. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
But when you have a city like Wichita, like, good luck. You know, it's like there's so many people.
Yeah. When I originally did this flyer, I did not have that center photo that was sent to me today, and I added it today, and I was grateful to get that one because it's probably out of the three the best, obviously.
Yeah, that looks like a more mature version of all three photos. So maybe that
Right.
would be the closest to what he would look like now.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing, you know, 16 on the run, maybe add some hair to that middle photo.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, that's what I would do, you know, if I didn't want people to see me. So like maybe add some hair to that photo, maybe even change the hair color. But we're looking for this kid. Wichita, Kansas. A lot of people in Wichita being looked for right now.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot of numbers we give out every night, but if you can't remember any of them, there's one we always give out on every case. Ricky, what's that KBI number one more time?
Yeah, 785-296-4017.
And that's the number you call if you can't think of what was that number Ricky said? Just call that one. They'll put you it'll put you in contact with who you need to be with.
Right.
And again, yeah, if you see anything, you see anybody, you hear something, you hear a rumor of some kid crashing somewhere and he looks like, you know, do something. You know, this kid's got people worried about him. You know, it's obviously like we say every week, if your picture lands on Ricky's desk, somebody's worried about you.
Definitely.
So
yeah.
we have to you know, get this thing shared. I'm glad people are sharing the flyers on the page,
Right.
you know, share them in groups. Let's get this kid found.
Yeah, and today alone I posted 9 new ones. 7 new ones, and then Caleb, and then another one we're going to be covering a little while later on that I added photos to and reposted. But I mean, a total of 9 went up, and then I updated 6 to Located Safe today. So a very busy day, which is good. I mean, I like being able to get them up there, get them, especially putting Located Safe on them. I really like doing that.
Hey, Ricky, in between this after you read this next file, I'll take over talking for a little bit. Sarah Bender says, thanks for all you do. My daughter, Rebecca McVeigh, is still missing. Do we have a flyer for her we could throw up tonight?
Let me take a look. I believe so. I don't know if it's on this computer or not.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But let me look, though.
We will look, Sarah. If we have it, we'll actually throw the flyer up tonight. We're sorry to hear that she's still missing, but don't give up hope. This is why we do this every week. You'll see us every week, even if it's Turkey Day.
Okay, yeah, I do have it. Missing since October 16th. So I do have it. Let me shoot it over to you real quick here.
Okay, awesome. We will get that on. We will add that to our caseload tonight. Thank you so much for pointing that out to us. We love to share flyers, and sometimes we just need to be shown which ones to show. So we will thank the energy that brought you into this video tonight and facilitated us showing your daughter's photo one more time tonight. Karen Hauschild says, Hauschild, good evening, Ricky and Derek. Thanks for all you do. How are you doing, Karen?
How you doing, Karen? Thank you.
See, I'm in Arizona, y'all. Most of you are watching this from the frigid air, the frigid airs of Kansas.
Yeah, it's been pretty cold for a couple days.
Our producer, who's backstage right now doing stuff, is sitting in a garage with snow around it, and
Oh my,
he's pretty cold. So
yeah, it's been pretty cold here.
He keeps doing this, Ricky. I think he's telling us to speed up or something.
He needs a garage heater.
No, he does. That's why he's not on this show, because all you would hear is It's so loud. Oh,
Oh
man.
my goodness.
All right. Well,
All
I'll
right.
start working on that flyer. I just got it sent to me. While I'm working on that flyer, why don't you tell us about Dominic Clark?
All right, Dominic Clark. He's missing from Topeka, Kansas. Been missing since December 1st, 2020, just a couple days. 17 years old. He is 6'1" to 6'2" tall. Weighs between 170 to 190 pounds. He has blonde or strawberry hair and blue eyes. He may be possibly driving a stolen gold Infiniti. If you see him, do not approach him. Instead, please call the police. You can call Topeka Police Department at 785-368-9200, or you can call the KBI at 785-296-4017. And I know the picture on the right, he's got his hand up over his mouth and all that, but I wanted to use that one to show the hairstyle because the one on the left looks like it's pulled back, maybe in a ponytail. The one on the right looks like it's down. So it kind of gives you an idea of what he might look like either way. So, yeah.
And one thing I wanted to say, so this flyer, we don't see this often, but what this flyer does say is do not approach this individual. Now, we don't want that to be an anti-endorsement for this individual. We don't know what the reason is. Basically, what that means is that the police have instructed Ricky to put that on the flyer, or the authorities, whoever it may be. And we don't know what the reason for that is for. Maybe he's going through a tough time right now. So it's just a situation. If you see him, you don't need to make a big deal out of anything, but probably better off just to go ahead and call the police and let them know that you found a missing person. And then just sort of keep your space and sort of stay out of it. Like obviously, in a lot of these cases, you might not want to approach somebody that you see on a flyer. You might just want to go ahead and call the authorities. But in situations like this, particularly, the police do ask that you just make the phone call and sort of let it be handled with by the authorities. Just because it's a situation that none of us are privy to.
Right. Definitely. And again, I'll give you that number one more time here. For the Topeka Police Department, it's 785-368-9200, or again, KBI 785-296-4017. So if you see him, don't approach him. Just call police, say, hey, I see him. Here's where he's at, and I'll get somebody out there.
And that's pretty new. This is only 2 days old, so he's only been out with people not knowing where he is for 2 days.
Yeah, that's new one that I just did today.
So just this is one of those situations where you just call the number on the flyer.
Yeah.
Don't try to be a hero. It's nothing, and honestly, that nobody knows what the situation is except for the police and maybe family. Put it this way, we don't know what the situation is.
Right.
So just, call the number on the flyer if you see Dominic and sort of let the police handle it from there. And again, we appreciate everybody for sharing these flyers and showing up to the show every week and commenting and everything. And if you have any more comments or questions, please let us know. Yeah. I do want to cover, but jump out of order real quick, Ricky, and go ahead and cover Rebecca McVeigh's case.
Okay, let me get. Okay, she's missing from Wichita, Kansas. She's been missing since October 16th, 2020. She is 17 years old. She is 5'2" to 5'4" tall. She weighs 150 to 170 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. It's believed that she may still either be in the local Wichita area or she might be in the Lawrence, Kansas area. If you have any information regarding Rebecca's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456, or again, KBI 785-296-4017.
And Rebecca's mom is watching tonight. So
yes, she is.
Try to have this is a good teaching moment for a lot of people. A lot of times you go to Walmart or you go somewhere and you see all these missing people on the wall, and it's really easy to just keep walking. Yep. Because it's a huge mess that not a lot of people want to clean up. But when you have like situations like tonight where Rebecca McVeigh has a family that cares about her and misses her and is very worried about where she is, and they're a part of this audience with you. So, that this is what it's all about, folks. This is what it's all about. We need to pretend that all these people that we put on the screen every night are our missing children and look at it that way. So if anybody's seen Rebecca McVeigh, Again, if you don't know the number, we'll give you both of them, but we'll give you the KBI also. We'll give you that several times throughout the night. You might want to write it down. Go ahead and give the numbers one more time, Ricky.
Okay, Wichita Police Department 316-660-9456 and KBI again 785-296-4017.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing that tonight, and thanks for having us put that up there. We love to
definitely
bring flyers back. We have another case here, Dontavian Wade.
Yep.
Now, me and the producer Kent were talking about how we like this guy's haircut.
Yeah, he is another one missing from Topeka, and been missing again since December 1st, so a couple of days again. 17 years old. He's 5'9" to 6'1". He weighs 130 to 140 pounds. He has brown hair and brown eyes. It's believed he may still be in the local Topeka area, or he may be in the Lawrence, Kansas area. If you have any information regarding Dontavian's disappearance, or you know of his whereabouts, please call Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9200 or KBI 785-296-4017. And to all these kids, it's getting colder. It's starting to snow in places. Reach out and let somebody know where you are, and let them know that you're ready to come back, so they can get you back to a warm, safe place.
Yeah,
it's definitely not the time of the year to be running. Definitely
not the city either. It's a city.
Yeah,
a lot of bad stuff in cities. Dontavian.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot of bad stuff everywhere, but it's like I said. Once you get involved in a city, like you're talking about, if you are in trouble and you need help, like you're talking about lack of manpower to help you. It's literally like it's when you're in a big city like that, you're really on your own for the most part. So definitely text somebody, call somebody, send somebody a Facebook message, send somebody a Snapchat, whatever you do. However you communicate with the world, let somebody know that is going to contact somebody, and let them know you're safe. Just make that connection, as soon as possible. Contact somebody to let them know that they can make a post on Facebook that says, "Hey, I talked to Dontavian. He's okay." That would be a start. Just let somebody know what's going on, and that you're safe.
All right. Definitely. All right. This is Elijah Williams Jones, which for me, this is the first time I've seen a female with the name Elijah.
That's kind of a unique spelling too. I like it.
Yeah. And she, again, missing from Wichita, Kansas. Been missing since November 27th, 2020. She's 18. She's 5'8", 220 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Elijah's disappearance, or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456, or again, KBI 785-296-4017. And again, Elijah, let somebody know where you are and that you're safe and that you're not out there on the street freezing, because I know it's cold.
Yeah, not a good situation.
And again, too, there's that 1-800 runaway number. Doesn't necessarily apply to Elijah because she's 18, but the other ones that we've covered, that's another avenue. The 1-800runaway.org website, or 1-800runaway. Let them, ask them for advice if you need advice or direction.
Do you know if they're thinking like this is a situation where Elijah needed some space and took off, or are they treating it as a situation where like an abduction situation?
I don't know. I have not really seen any information on that. It was sent to me in my email.
Because I see that date, November 27th. I don't know about your house, Ricky, but Thanksgiving is a great time for a big family blowout. You get all your people that care about each other in the same room together. People, this guy voted for this person, this guy voted. Next thing you know, everybody's mad. Thankfully everybody watches the football game and hopefully gets over it and loves each other still. But Thanksgiving, all holiday times, as much as we like to hope and pretend that it's like a joyous time. A lot of times it's a really anxious and nervous time for a lot of people. So when I see November 27th, I'm kind of hoping that, maybe Elijah just needed to get away for a little bit, and hopefully she's somewhere safe, somewhere someone she can trust, and she's just kind of. But Elijah, that's cool. That's cool if you need some space, if that's the situation. But again, just text somebody, let somebody know you're safe. Your picture landed on Ricky's desk, which means that there's trouble. People are worried. People are assuming, people are, trying not to assume bad things have happened and stuff. So just one text message could end the whole thing. And we'd love to write located safe across this flyer for next week's show.
Definitely like to. All right.
Karen says, are these kids missing from their family homes, or is this a constant issue of running from foster systems? I think it's a little bit of both, Karen.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's a combination.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both for sure.
Definitely.
Okay, now we have Emma Reidelberger.
All right. And she's missing from my hometown here in Salina, Kansas. Been missing since November 26th. She's 16 years old. She's 5'3", 110 pounds. She has brown hair with red highlights and hazel eyes. And if you have any information regarding Emma's disappearance or her whereabouts, you can call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department. I know I said Wichita. 316-660-9456, or you can call the Salina, Kansas Police Department at 785-826-7210, or KBI at 785-296-4017. Now, when I did her flyer today, I was asked to include both the Wichita and Salina Police Departments on her flyer. So that's why they're both on there. It's not a mistake. Just to clear that up.
Okay.
And I actually have done a flyer for her. Have done one for her in the past as well. So she's familiar to me.
She looks familiar to me. I don't know. Has you covered her since we've done the show?
I think we have covered her.
Yeah, November 26th. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. The first time she went missing, she was actually in Wichita when she went missing on that one. And I can't remember what month. I want to say it was back in March, maybe. I don't remember.
Okay.
Something like that.
We have to be coming up on a year of this show.
March will be a year, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, tell us about ISIS.
Well, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. You're talking about the missing person. Sorry, I was going a different direction with that.
Whoa.
Okay, this is Isis Mallory. She's missing from Wichita, Kansas. She's 16 years old. She's 5'2". She weighs 125 pounds. She has brown hair with red dye on the ends, as you see there in the picture there. She has blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Isis's disappearance or her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456, or again, KBI 785-296-4017. Again, ISIS, if you're needing some help, you can call that running 100 runaway number, or reach out to somebody and let them know you're okay and where you're at, so they can come get you and get you back to a safe, warm place. It's getting too cold to be out there on the streets.
For sure.
Yeah, way too cold.
A lot of Wichita activity tonight.
Yeah, me and my 14-year-old daughter spent some time down by the river today and picking up little, I don't know if there's clam shells or mussel shells or what they are, but it was pretty chilly.
Yeah, not warm at all.
Yeah.
Karen says, sadly, I see many of it as a revolving door, missing, found, missing again, constantly. Yeah, and Karen, a lot of times we don't know what they're running from.
Right.
We just know that they're underage, and an adult doesn't know where they are.
Yeah.
Whoever's responsible for them doesn't know where they are. That's sort of the business that we're in. So, and we understand that, and a lot, we don't know why these people run, but it's not really, Ricky doesn't ever ask himself when he goes to make some teen's flyer for the 7th time. He doesn't ask himself, should I do this? He just says, okay, it's time to make a flyer.
Right. And I have been asked by people in the past, how come I spend the time to make flyers for the same kid that runs again and again and again? And it's because they need to be found and back in a safe place. And they don't need to be out there running and running and running. They just need to realize it's time to face the problems and deal with them.
And being on the run is not a good situation to be in,
No.
like, and so that well, say somebody ran 5 or 6 times in the past and they found him 5 or 6 times,
Yeah.
and say that they run again and Ricky decides not to make this flyer, and this is the time something really bad happens.
Yeah.
Of course we're gonna make those flyers.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Tell us about Isaiah.
Okay. Well, Isaiah Robertson is missing from Wichita, Kansas. He's been missing since November 1st of 2020. He's 17. He's 5 foot 10 inches tall. He weighs 210 pounds. Has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Isaiah's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI 785-296-4017. And again, Isaiah, reach out and let somebody know where you are and that you're okay and that you're ready to come back to a safe, warm place and get out of the cold, man. It's too cold to be out there.
It's real cold in Kansas right now.
Yeah. Or reach out to the 1-800-RUNAWAY, number and say, hey, I need some help. What do I do? And they'll help you get the help you need.
And if you're Isaiah, if you're like, I'm hoping that you're granted nobody knows where you are, so that's not necessarily safe, but I'm hoping you're in a safe environment, like in a dwelling at least.
Right.
If you're legit watching this from outside, go to a shelter, go somewhere. Not smart to be outside right now in Kansas. At least do that. Go somewhere, go to a church, go somewhere. Get out of the cold. Not a good time to be outside right now.
Right.
Okay, you want to tell us about James?
I can do that. This is another repeat. I've done flyers for him in the past as well. James Crawford Jr. He's missing from Topeka, Kansas since November 28th of 2020. He's 17. He's 5 foot 8 inches tall, weighs between 125 and 130 pounds. He has brown hair and brown eyes. It's believed he may still be in the local Topeka area, or he may be either in Wichita or Derby. Again, he's 17, 5 foot 8, weighs between 125 and 130 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding James's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9200 or the KBI at 785-296-4017.
So you've made several. We just talked about it. You've made several flyers for this guy, but
I think 2 at least.
Missing is missing, though.
Yeah.
This is one we covered when we first. Well, not when we first started doing the show, but I remember it was a little while ago. Tell us a little bit about Jeffrey.
Okay, this is Jeffrey DeVore. He is one that initially, when I did this flyer originally, I just had that photo on the far right hand side. I got the middle and the left one sent to me today. He's missing from Frontenac, Kansas. I hope I said that right. Since August 17th of 2020, 17 years old. He's 5 foot 6 to 5 foot 8 inches tall, 145 to 150 pounds, and he has brown hair and hazel eyes. If you have any information regarding his disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Frontenac, Kansas Police Department at 231-9216 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 800-843-5678. Again, Jeffrey, reach out and let somebody know where you're at and get back to a warm, safe place or, a safe environment. Whatever you need to do, man. It's getting too cold. It may have been warm back in August, but it's not now.
And you're 17, man. Like, go home, gather your bearings, and then when you're 18, like, just you can do what you want to do, man. Like, you can start a life, do whatever it sounds. Hopefully, it sounds like you're maintaining. You're being okay, being out since August 17th. So it's just this is not the way to do it. You got to let somebody know you're okay. You have people worried sick about you. Now, Ricky, what was the main reason you updated this flyer? Was it just new photos that you got?
The middle and the left photos I got today, as well as I was able to add the police department case number as well. So if you know where he's at and you call Frontenac, Kansas Police Department, say, hey, this is reference to case number 20-0148, and I'll be able to type that in and pull it up really quick.
Frontenac can't be very big. I've never even heard of it.
I didn't either until I did this flyer, to be honest. It can't be a very big town.
You know, I do that sports show with Norm, in the free zone, and we talk about Kansas high schools, and there's just so many towns. I'm like, what? Where is that at? You know, I think pretty much if you're not on the main highways, I don't know about your towns in Kansas.
According to Wikipedia, as of the 2010 census, Frontenac had only 3,437 people. That's it. So it's not very big.
It's bigger than Elkhart, so I better be quiet. I'm over here saying it's not very big, and I'm from a town with like 2,000 people. So
wow.
Tell us about Noelle.
Okay. Let me figure out where I got her hiding in the midst of all of this here. Oh, that's one I didn't pull. Let me find her flyer real quick. I apologize. That's one I forgot to pull. So let me grab it here out of my folder here. Right there she is. Okay, she is missing from Wichita, Kansas since November 23rd of 2020. She's 16 years old. She's 5'6" tall, weighs 226 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Noelle's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or KBI at 785-296-4017. And again, Noelle, just reach out and, let your family know where you're at and say, hey, I'm ready to come home. Come get me, and they'll come and get you.
For sure.
Yeah.
A lot of Wichita, man.
Yeah. I've never quite understood why.
I don't know, man, but like I said, I'm from Elkhart. I'm from a tiny little town. Like the thought of I'm a 37-year-old man. The thought of being in Wichita without a plan frightens me.
Yeah, definitely. It does me too.
I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple more cases to get through. Tell us about Tristan.
All right. Tristan Lawrence is missing from Wichita, Kansas. He's been missing since November 10th, 2020. He's 17 years old. He's 5'10" to 5'11" tall. He weighs 160 to 175 pounds. He has red hair and hazel eyes. He was last seen in the 2600 block of East Conquest in Wichita. If you have any information regarding Tristan's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And Tristan, if you're out there watching and listening, let somebody know where you are and that you're safe, and have them come get you and get you back to a warm, safe place and out of this cold.
Yeah. Not the time to do that. Not the time to be outside.
Definitely. I wouldn't want to be outside.
No.
All right. And this one is Yesenia Gonzalez. She's been missing from Wichita, Kansas since November 28th, 2020. She's 14. She is 5'3" tall, weighs between 125 and 156 pounds. She has dark brown hair and dark brown eyes. It's believed she may still be in the local Wichita area, or she may be in the Topeka, Kansas area. And she also has a tattoo of a rose on her left shoulder. And if you have any information regarding Yesenia's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And I don't know too many 14-year-olds who have a tattoo already, but she has
happens, man.
Yeah, on her left shoulder, a rose. So anyway, Yesenia, if you're out there listening, let somebody know that you're safe and where you're at so they can come get you and get you back to a safe place. Because it's just too cold to be out there.
Sherry and Rhubar says, with Wichita, my guess, since it's a college town, is possibly human trafficking. There's always that fear.
Yeah, and there's always that fear, and Wichita is known for human trafficking, so that is, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
I know I've done flyers for missing females in the past, that at least 5 that I'm aware of, that when they were found, they were being actively trafficked, and that was in the Wichita area.
Jeez.
Yeah, and that's been over the course of the last 8 years, so it wasn't all at once. It's been spread out over the last 8 years.
Wow.
8.5 years. And
All right.
speaking of Wichita being a college town, Wichita State does have a department that works on combating human trafficking as well.
Really?
Yes, they do.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the next one is an unsolved homicide. And Derek, since you have more knowledge of this case than I do, I will let you cover this one.
Okay, give me just a second. I gotta get this flyer. I made this flyer today, and Ricky he made it look more professional. I'm gonna do a little little bit on this case here. It's from my hometown, and it's gonna be a topic and an episode on my upcoming show. If you want to get away with murder, this is Donna and Carson Friend. Donna was pregnant at the time of their murder. On December 7th, 1983, Carson, Donna, and their unborn child were beaten and then shot to death. The case was long believed to be drug-related, but that has been since questioned. Donna was a 17-year-old housewife, and Carson was a 25-year-old farmhand, and they were both being used to trace local drug sales in southwest Kansas. They had been placed in that spot by a brother-in-law, Mike Walker. Mike Walker was an ex-convict turned KBI informant. Walker also collected $125,000 on a life insurance policy on Carson that was around 5 months old whenever the slaying happened. The case does remain unsolved. So that's one thing that I wanted to put in there. Like, the brother-in-law of Carson was a business partner, and he was also in cahoots with the Kansas Bureau of Investigation, and he was essentially setting Carson up to basically go down for the selling of cocaine and stuff. There was a trial. There was a guy named Larry Hackney. Larry Hackney admitted on tape to being in the car with 2 other individuals when the murder took place. That did go to trial. He later recanted the confession, and he was dismissed. So I don't even think he can be charged again. The police had to go into detail, and they had to have a hearing to see if the fetus was going to be considered a human or not, which is, Ricky, I think that's just terrible. Like, so you have a mother that gets murdered and she's pregnant, and like, there's even a question if we're going to count the baby as another person, another life being taken,
There should be no question on that. I mean,
yeah. So luckily the judge did rule that the fetus was a human.
good.
So basically, like, those are the facts. We got a guy and a girl, a housewife and a farmhand. There's $125,000 life insurance policy taken out on him. 5 months later, he's found beaten and then shot, him and his wife. And his brother-in-law collected $125,000 from the death. And he was also an informant with the FBI or the KBI, and he was also essentially framing Carson to go down for the selling of cocaine. Basically, what the thing is this: if you're watching this and you've heard anybody talking about this at a party, because this is where the truth lies, people. People talk about this stuff at parties because people know things, and these are small town things, and people talk about this kind of stuff. If you're privy to any of this information, if you've heard any stories about that night of what happened, contact the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. This was in 1983, and it's a small town murder. So really, it's very, like, you can't find anything about this murder on the internet. Us doing this right now, me saying these words on this podcast, is kind of a monumental moment for my small town of Elkhart, because nobody knows about these people. But this is, you're looking at them on the screen. This is Donna and Carson Friend, and they had an unborn baby, and they were beaten and shot to death, and their murder is still unsolved. So if you have any information, Ricky, can you give him the KBI website?
Yeah, the phone number is 785-296-4017, or you can call 1-800-KS-CRIME. Either way, and it'll get you to the KBI, and you can give them the information that you might have.
There's just enough is enough, man. Like it took me paying somebody to go to my hometown and go to an archive room, and everything I just told you was all printed in paper. Like everything was from news articles that were printed from the time, from different areas. There's some from like Wichita. They're all from newspapers from all over the area that covered the story. So that's where we're at. Me and Ricky, every week we come on here and we show you the missing people and we try to cover unsolved homicides and unsolved crimes. But we are doing 1/1,000,000th of the cases that there are in this beautiful state. There are so many people in small towns just like Elkhart who were slain and their deaths were never solved.
Right.
And without us, and I say us, people that are watching the show and sharing Ricky's flyers, without us, the public, demanding justice, you're not going to get any justice.
Right.
And the thing is people know what happened to this couple that night. People know.
Yeah, definitely.
I know they know.
Yeah.
And the what it boils down to is, are you gonna do the right thing and let some people lay to rest, or are you gonna bottle it up? I don't know. I don't see how people can live with it. But this is Donna and Carson Friend. They used to live in Elkhart, Kansas. They were kind of some lost kids. They were into some dark stuff, but they were people. They had a heartbeat. They had a child on the way, and somebody took their life.
Yeah, definitely. Needs to be solved. It's long overdue.
Yep. Well, Ricky, I appreciate you letting me talk about that. How about we lighten things up real quick and do a located safe?
Yeah, let's do that. Then after that, I sent you a screenshot just a minute ago. If after the located safe reel, if we could pop that screenshot up, I want to talk about that for a minute.
All right, gotcha. This is our located safe reel. We love doing this every week. Hopefully, we see most of the people we showed you tonight on next week's reel. Love that.
Yeah. You have that screenshot?
Yeah. Ricky, do you think the audience is going to judge me that I'm using my child's my child's Spider-Man sheets? I'm 37, Ricky. I think you would appreciate it. I think you're a Spider-Man fan, but
I like Spider-Man, yeah.
All right, at least I got you on my back here.
Yeah.
I'll try to hang a curtain next week or something. All right, this is a screenshot Ricky wants to talk about. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, last night I was going through my notifications on Twitter and I saw this and it jumped out at me. It's from Annette Lawless, Cake News, and we had her on the show a while back. And she, this is in response to somebody's comment about, I believe it was Addison, I don't know if it's Moose or Most being located safe. But this missing cold case is Justice Murder. They said good news on her being found. And Annette responded, we have good advocates in the community, including our viewers and friends like Ricky with Kansas Missing. Together, I believe we're making a difference. I just hope she gets the care she needs. I wanted to bring that up because, for her to acknowledge me and Kansas Missing means a great deal.
Yeah, it does.
She does a lot of hard work with Missing in Kansas on Cake News with her segments at 6 a.m. and 5 p.m. every day. And, and we're sharing information continually with cases back and forth. I was messaging her earlier about some, and she messaged me about one or two. And, we work together constantly, and for her to acknowledge me as a friend, and it's not the first time she's done that, but it does mean a lot. I'm grateful for that. And I just wanted to kind of highlight that. It was really cool.
Ricky, I think, let me tell you a little secret about Annette Lawless.
Yeah.
She's been in movies.
I've seen that,
Remember I sent you that?
Yeah.
And I understand you getting emotional. That's a big deal, man. She's she's doing what you're doing on a large level. You know what I mean? Like with production team, we try our best as a 3-man crew here, but you know, like she's got like a production team. You know, she's got TV time. So, I mean, just the fact that she even mentions your name is cool. But no, I did a little investigating of my own on Annette Lawless, and she has a little bit of an acting career back in the day.
She does.
Pretty cool flicks. Like I looked at some of the. I had actually seen some of the movies she was in.
Really? I haven't had a chance to do that.
Yeah, I'll have to look. Maybe we can. Maybe we'll have her on sometime again, and we won't tell her. We're going to ask her about her acting career, and then we'll just drop it on her. Like, so tell us about this movie. She'll be like, "Oh my gosh!"
And she's actually right now expecting child number 2.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's hip, man. Like I saw that she has an IMDb page. I was like, no way. Like she's a hip lady, man. She's helping find missing people. Yeah. You know, she's raising kids. She's being in movies.
K-State
with the news. Yeah. I mean, she's firing on all cylinders. I mean, and you know, honestly, you know, it's kind of funny. I think that she probably draws a little bit of inspiration from you, you know, for you doing what you do. But I mean, she pretty much, you know, inspires you and me to do what we do also. Yeah. I mean, we see her doing it on a professional level, and we're like, okay, well, we can do it as best as we can. Yeah. And you know, we can help in this fight. We can help carry this thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, I think that's cool, Ricky.
Has Kent frozen to the bone out there in his garage yet?
I think so. We have another show to do here in a minute. So we got to do Easy Out Podcast. If anybody is a baseball fan, a Major League Baseball fan, go to Easy Out Podcast, the Facebook page. We'll be live here in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, check out Sarah. Yeah, she's pretty cool too. She does a really good job with Easy Out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. So, Ricky, you know what to do to get us out of here. Great show, though, man. A heck of a 34th show.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I'm going to thank everybody for joining us. And, you know, go to, I got the name of the website where all the podcasts are at. Doggone it. I haven't said it in so long. Backonmedia.com. That's it.
There we go. Don't worry. It's fine.
Yeah, go there and check out all the other podcasts that Derek produces. And there's a lot of good ones on there, and including Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. But I want to thank everybody for joining us again. And you guys have a good night. Stay safe. God bless. And we'll see you at the next show, which will be this coming Tuesday.
See you soon.
Well, I don't think it, I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought in a person, the way that I talk and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the ball can be placed on my arm, to this playful assault, to this race in its arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it, whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for death or water left with all the thorns, with the petals gone, settle on the breath of autumn.